this flipper again.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Laffy Tunes. Whether you acknowledge it or not, there are moments when SpongeBob SquarePants went way too far. A lot, and I mean a lot of people have found this cartoon endearing and funny for a while, but for some reason, there are those of us that look at it and just shake our heads. There is something inherently messed up about a talking sponge that lives at the bottom of the sea and is a general nuisance to those all around him. Yet for some reason, a lot of people have overlooked the worst parts of the show and decided to focus on the positive aspects. Considering how many kids have grown up with this show, it's not too surprising, but going back to look at it now, I would only hope that people would realize just how over the top it got at times and finally see what the rest of us were seeing. Number 10. Squidward going psychotic. The idea of Squidward enjoying himself as he tore apart every last replica of SpongeBob might have put a smile on the face of some people, but overall it was just flat out psychotic. Taking that much joy in destroying effigies of your neighbor is simply sick, since he did happen to mention that this was his happiest memory yet. Number 9, the Splinter. Getting a splinter wouldn't have been such a bad thing except for the fact of how the writers and animators decided to show it. Not only does SpongeBob get a splint, but in an effort to take it out, he rips off his own skin, has Patrick and Squidward make it worse, and eventually has Mr. Krabs pull it out. Unfortunately, when he does pull it out, Krabs gets a face full of pus that's just sickening to the point of not being enjoyable.
You really saved me!
Number 8, facial designs. I'm betting that a lot of our relatives told us not to make faces or they would freeze that way. Well, Patrick and SpongeBob experienced this firsthand when their faces freeze for no reason into horrible mess that would likely terrify a lot of kids. And of course, by the end of the episode, Mr. Krabs and Squidward do the same thing for no apparent reason.
Not napping! It's not me, old coot!
I mean, a crew like you comes along maybe once in a lifetime.
Now I have to drive 5 miles to go to the bathroom.
Number 7, the Krabby Patty romance. Basically, SpongeBob falls in love with the perfect Krabby Patty and doesn't want to part with it. The worst part of this is when the patty starts to go bad and the animators decided to include a close-up more than once of the rotting burger. Eventually, SpongeBob eats it just to conclude an already sickening episode. Number 6, Pet Sitting Gary. Patrick would be the absolute worst sitter in the world since he doesn't know how to do much of anything and thinks that drying off a snail with salt is the best idea. I wonder he'd dunk a puppy in a vat of acid to clean them off faster. What? It makes about as much sense as this cartoon. Number 5, Sandy's punishment. Not only does Plankton steal Sandy's fur somehow, but he impersonates her as well. After finally getting her fur back though, after being ridiculed by the townsfolk, Sandy is arrested to indecent exposure. Number 4, Feral Patrick. As much as kids do tend to watch nature shows and have likely seen some disturbing things at one point or another, injecting this into the cartoons they watch doesn't always seem that necessary. Watching Patrick disgorge his stomach to feed on anything nearby isn't quite what I would call quality programming for kids. Number 3, Miss Puff wants to kill SpongeBob. This seems like a constant among a few characters, honestly, to do some serious damage to the titular character. He's pretty annoying and goes through life oblivious of what he's doing most times. Killing him might seem extreme, but even worse, killing him for no reason would be kind of wrong on many levels. Number 2, suicide jokes. Squidward seems like a chronically depressed person sometimes. It takes a monumental effort to cheer him up, and when he does cheer up, it's more of a manic state than anything, since it usually involves him enjoying something that no one else would think is all that. But placing suicide fake-outs in a cartoon seems to go over the edge a little bit. Number 1, Mr. Krabs tortures Plankton. This is perhaps the least edgy of moments in the cartoon when it comes to things that seem just wrong. In real life, the torture that Mr. Krabs puts Plankton through would be deemed illegal and ultimately harmful. In the cartoon, however, it seems like something to laugh at. These are just more reasons why SpongeBob isn't in our home. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.